We've been doing this for years and years. So many places we've been for 10 and 12 years, because we have 12 giant shows, so a theater can keep bringing us back with a different show each year. So we've actually had audiences that have come to us at 3 and 4 years old, and they came with their parents to the Saturday show, and they sat there even before they were in school. And then when they were in school, they came to see the shows, and they become more and more sophisticated audience. So at first they just clap along to the music, and before you know it, they respond where they can clap to the verse that's just right to clap to, and then they stop because they want to hear the words that are coming. So you're actually seeing exactly what the big facilities want, which is you're growing a cultured audience, a sophisticated audience, and you're taking them along the way with things that they want to know and things they want to do. As a performer, all of that just floods right back to you. There'll be a day when you'll get up and you'll say, today I'm just going to do my job. I'm a professional, I can be a good dancer, I can do everything I need to do, and I'm not going to give any more than that. And then the first giggle happens, and the first clap happens, and the first kind of vibe you get from the audience. And before you know it, you've thrown that aside, and you've just totally pouring your heart out, and you're dancing and you're singing, and it has nothing to do with being a job at all. It's just sharing ideas. And I love doing that. That's my favorite thing, to be able to get out there and share. Our work is very much, it's puppetry, it's dance, it's theater. We work with wonderful choreographer. It's theater. And it also has an element of mime, because the puppet only tells a story if you move it so that it projects an idea. So for every word and for every part of the story, you have a movement. And so as a actor's dancer, that's very fulfilling, because you're expressing your ideas not just with your mouth and not just with your eyes, but with your whole body. And as you do, the kids, they respond with their whole body. You know, they're so excited. And after the show, you meet them and they're shaking. They're so excited to get a chance to meet these characters. And you get that, and to the little ones, you're real. You're really an ant. And so as we tour through the years, our tours get more and more complicated. We have more and more people with us all the time. Now I bring my whole family. We have Jerry and I have a 4-year-old. We take our family. We take a big tech crew. But really, it always comes back down to the one-to-one, the audience and the performer back and forth, and that communication. And that's what theater is all about. We've done Asia because in Asia there's a great respect for the puppet. Even the giant puppet is part of some religious service, religious ceremonies and parades. So the idea of the giant character coming to life is something that's very exciting. Plus in Asia there was a great interest in learning English. And here's this company that's doing big Broadway, where we do the American Broadway style musical, and we repeat the songs and we sing, and the children can sing along. So that's very educational for children from other countries. But we have not done Europe. Well, this year the state is actually helping us tour to Europe. So in the next year to come, we'll be performing in England, we'll be performing in Germany, we'll be performing in the Netherlands, and we may even be teaching in India. That's in the works. But so the tour extends and it grows. And you know, as the tour grows, and sometimes you're in small facilities, most of the time you're in big facilities, because that's what the giants are designed for. As this tour grows, we learn something. We are not only educating our public, we're getting an education. We're getting to see puppets from around the world. We're getting to find out about other cultures. We're getting to see what the different way of thinking around the world is, and try to find that place where it all meets and where real communication happens, because like the caveman, all we're trying to do is communicate and share positive ideas. A typical day might be getting up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock to do a load-in by 6:30. Most tech crews don't want to do it earlier than that. And if it's going to be earlier than that, they want to do it the night before. So we get up early, the alarm clock goes up, and then you start drinking that coffee, because you need to be totally awake to find the place and get the vehicle all backed up while the crew that you've never met before is watching you back up. And then finally you open the doors. And that's always exciting too, because when a tech crew sees our little trailer pulling in at 16 feet long, they think, ah, ha, ha, it's a little kid show. And then when it opens and it's put together like some kind of a tight puzzle in there, they all go, oh, it's a kid show. And we start unloading. And then setting up those stands. And also directing the crew, because they want to help, but they need to know what to help with. So you're directing them and trying to get your work done, getting the puppets up, getting the scenery flying, getting the sound just right, teaching the people who are on deck that are going to move your scenery during the show what to do and to give them the confidence to believe that they can do it. Showing the fly person where you want things, what's the trim, how far in, how far out. The fly person's the one who brings the scenery in. Getting that mirror ball just right so it makes the stars happen, which is magic. You know, and getting all of your effects equipment. And then nowadays you have to program in the cues because we have a world of computers. So you have to program the cues in so that when the tech person, when our technician tells them this cue or that cue, it all happens just right. I pull back a few minutes before the show, much earlier than the rest of the crew because I have to put my makeup on. So I have to go upstairs and do that and put on the face and the costume. And while you're doing that, you're just hoping that everything else is being laid out the way it needs to be. And then I come downstairs and we're ready to do the show. The show happens smoothly, it happens wonderfully, you're feeling good, and then you go out and you hug the kids afterwards, and you hug them. That's part of my job. I hug kids, and what a great job that is. Meet the kids, hug them, make them believe. But then I tell the kids, now I have my other job to do. I'm going to go back, I'm going to put my blue jeans on and pack up the puppets and take them back. Well, I'm not doing this by myself, of course, but to the kids, oh, they're amazed that, you know, the fairy princess is going to go put on blue jeans and tear down the show. So I go back, and by then the scenery is being dropped. The lighting is being brought down. And we bag all the puppets, and then there's the carry-out. And you carry out all that stuff. The crew is working hard. I'm carrying the little things, but they're carrying those big puppets, and the big set pieces. And then, goodbye to the crew. But it's not over. We get in the van and pull out the map, see where the next town is that we're going to go to, and off we go to the next venue, to the next facility. And many times we'll drive 7, 8, 9 hours to get to the next place, get in the middle of the night, set that alarm clock, and ding-a-ling-a-ling, it's a time for another day in Puppet World.